Hi everyone. I wanted to take a second to talk a little bit more about classifiers. I know they can be really tough, and so I wanted to try and explain them a little bit more clearly for you. So classifiers are hand shapes. They're not really signs, but they're hand shapes that describe nouns. Remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing. Usually they'll describe a thing or a person, but could also describe a place, like what your house looks like or that kind of thing. When they're describing the noun, they usually describe them in a certain type of way. So they're going to describe where something is moving, how it's moving, the location of something, or the arrangement of a variety of things. It could describe the shape and size of something. And we have quite a bit of hand shapes that we can use when we're describing the noun. And the type of noun or the description that you're using is going to depend a lot, is going to determine what hand shape you're going to end up using. Don't worry way too much right now about picking the right hand shape. I just want to make sure that you're able to recognize them. So this hand shape, for example, is something that we use for a person. So it could show that the person is moving fast, or the person's moving really slow, or maybe they bumped their head and got a concussion, so now they're kind of like staggering a little bit. You could also use it to show where the person's moving. So maybe they're moving in a straight line, maybe they're moving to the right, maybe they're moving to the left. So that's one example. Another example are vehicle classifiers. So this classifier means any kind of vehicle, so usually anything that has wheels. So a car, a motorcycle, it could be a boat, even though a boat doesn't really have wheels, but it's still a vehicle. And so you can show how the car moves, and then you can also add another hand and show two cars and how they're moving in relation to each other. So maybe this one cuts this one off, and then this one gets around it and cuts that one off. So those are ways that you can show how something moves. When you're talking about the arrangement of something, let's say, for example, there's a picture in your house, and you're trying to show somebody how you have your pictures hung up in your house. So you can sign picture and then show that they're all in a line, or you can show that there's 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom. You can even show that they're kind of in a circle. So that shows the placement of things. And utilizing these classifiers is really tough. I don't expect you to be able to necessarily use them right away, but I do want you to be able to recognize them when you see them. And remember, classifiers are hand shapes, not signs. So you always need to talk about what it is that you're going to describe first. So you can't just start, using a person, or you can't just start using a classifier without explaining which type of thing that is. So you'd have to sign car and then show how it moves, or sign boat and show how it moves before you actually use the classifier. So that's why they're called hand shapes and not signs. So those hand shapes describe the noun. I hope that helps. I know it can be confusing. You'll get a lot better with practice.